Hi everyone, it's Amelia from Polk County Public Libraries, and today I'm going to walk you through making this month's adult take and make craft kit, which is a leaf sun catcher. This is a beautiful craft that you can use to decorate your Thanksgiving table or just to have out during the fall season. You can pick up a kit at the Columbus or Saluda Library anytime this month to make one of these at home. Before you get started, you'll want to head outside and grab a couple of supplies. You'll need a stick or a vine that's pretty fresh so that you can bend it and tie it back off. A dead stick from the ground will probably break on you, so you want to get something that's fresh. And it doesn't necessarily need to be a stick, it could be a vine of some sort, anything that you just have in your yard. And you'll also want to find some beautiful fall leaves. These are leaves from my yard, so you can see kind of the trees that I have growing in my yard with lots of colors, and I'm going to use those in my sun catcher as well. So for right now, I'll set all of this over to the side and we'll take a look at what is in your take and make kit. So inside your kit, you have 2 pieces of contact paper and some variegated yarn. Now the yarn will be used at the very end to kind of decorate the piece and give it a really finished look. And then your contact paper pieces, you could go ahead and peel back the corner of them so that they're ready to go with your sticky side for the next part of this video. Okay, so you can see where I've taken this stick, this vine, and I've twisted it around, and I've just secured it with just some wire. You can use a twisty tie for that. You can use some yarn if you've got enough in your kit for that. You can also use like a bread tie, any twisty type tie. You could also use, you could even use like a rubber band, and that would work too. So you just want to get that shape, kind of that teardrop shape, and leave it over to the side. Next, you're going to take your contact paper and peel back one of those corners and lay it with the sticky side up on your craft space, and then choose from your leaves which colors you would want in your design. So I've got several here. You can kind of gauge by the size of your teardrop how much space you'll actually be using. So it looks like I'm going to end up using a lot of this contact paper. So I want to fill as much as I can. And I'm just going to start sticking on the pieces. Now I don't want the stems of the leaves on mine. That's just a personal preference. So I'm going to take those off as I start adding them. Though on these I might leave them. Oops. The contact paper is pretty forgiving, so if you decide you don't want a leaf, you can set it back over to the side or even toss it. Okay, I reworked my design a little bit and I put the leaves more towards the center of my contact paper because I'm going to be taking this last piece of contact paper and sandwiching it on top and eventually cutting out around the outside edge. So I want to make sure that there's plenty of room to do that. So I moved all of my leaves inside, and that actually required a fewer number of leaves. So I had to be pretty selective about which ones I was going to use. So I'm going to sandwich this contact paper, trim around the outside, and move on to our next step. For the last part of your leaf sun catcher, you're going to take your yarn and thread it back and forth through the contact paper that you should have punched holes in using a single hole punch all the way around. And you can put lots of holes and that'll give you a nice lacing pattern, or you can just put a couple to hold it stable. And you can either secure it with yarn to give it that decorative edge, or you could use something like fishing line if you want it to look like it's suspended in between the wooden loop. And you'll just go back and forth. And then when you're finished, you'll tie it off at the top.